broadcast.
Hello, we are live here with Monika. Hi, Monika. How are you today?
Hi, Zdenek. I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Fantastic. Where are you, Monika? You're not at home today, are you?
No, I didn't make it home, so I'm still at work. I'm in the car, as you guys can see.
Ah,
I know
you're in
it's
your
weird,
car.
but I have no
Mhm.
more option, you know.
Well, I have seen this before. I've seen this side of your personality before because I've taken a lesson with you, and it was from your car.
Hmm.
I mean, I wasn't in your car. You were
Yeah,
there,
I was
but
there.
I was
Yes.
calling you online. Yes.
Yeah,
All right. So, what is this, Monika? What's happening? Let's just remind our viewers here on YouTube what we are doing here today. Would you like
yeah,
to say it?
we are doing a lesson that is called Dogme lesson,
Mm-hmm.
which should be an improvised lesson when we are going to talk to each other, and Zdenek is going to correct my mistakes and
Yeah.
suggest
Improvements.
some
But to be honest,
improvements.
if there is someone who notices my own mistakes, go ahead and point it out in the chat because it happens more often than not, and it's just natural for me as well to occasionally slip, as we say. But I am the authority. I'm supposed to be the authority here, so I don't know why I'm even saying this. I'm the teacher, okay? To be honest, guys, I record a podcast called The Next English Podcast, and occasionally I make mistakes there. And whenever I listen back to it, I always notice. So yeah, it's
But guys,
part.
we all are people, and we all can make mistakes. Yeah,
But I have to make fewer mistakes. That's the point.
you do make far fewer mistakes than me or than all the students you
how long
teach.
is this going to take? Because my mission as your teacher, Monika, is that you get better than me one day. Now, that's my mission. That's what would make me happy, because then I would feel like, yes, job's done, you know. So if it happens one day, I will actually be over the moon.
Wow.
Yeah, of course, of course. If I didn't have such attitude, I think I would be a hypocrite as a teacher. I think I shouldn't even look at myself in the mirror, because I would not be doing my job correctly. Yeah, I'm here to help my student. I'm here to raise my student level, right? So that's what's happening, hopefully.
And I know this about you. I've known it about you since I took first lesson with you, and
Okay.
that's why I keep taking lessons, and that's why I really want to at least reach reach the same level like you.
Okay.
I don't think I can be better
You
than
can.
you, but
It depends how much you will be exposed to the language.
Mhm.
Yeah, it really depends. If your job is only in English, right? If you start teaching people, obviously, if you talk to people on a daily basis, if you, let's say, get an English-speaking partner, or all these little changes in your life will make a huge difference, you know. So that's what has to happen. Even living abroad, let's be honest, it can contribute to that as well. It's about the level of exposure you have. Exposure means how much you are in touch with the language, in contact with the language. Yeah. So the more the better, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got to greet our viewers here today. So I can see we've got sunshine here, which is amazing. I mean, it
Hello, sunshine.
already makes my day brighter. And Rod, the Brazilian English teacher,
Well,
is here as well.
hello, Rod.
Rod from Brazil. I forgot where sunshine is from. Do you remember, Monika?
I'm not sure.
Where's sunshine from?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. Tell us where you're from, sunshine, if you're still watching. Well, we've got Nina here, Nina from Poland. Adam, also from Poland. So we are outnumbered by Polish people here today, Monika. How does that make you feel?
Absolutely great.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's good, cool. And obviously, yeah, you guys, if you feel like you're enjoying this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I think you've already done it. So I'm preaching to the converted. Do you know this phrase, Monika?
Honestly, not.
Preach to the converted. sometimes you try to convince people to do something, or you try to convince them that your own view or opinion is correct. Yeah, in your life, that happens to all of us. But sometimes you are trying to convince the wrong people, the people that are already on your side. And that
Okay.
means to preach, because who preaches, Monika? What do we call, what's that person's job, that the person that preaches? Do you know this verb, to preach?
I think so, but I'm not sure. It's a religious thing, isn't it?
It is
It's
a
some
religious thing. It is a religious thing. That's correct. So if you do
Yeah.
that, that's what's this?
you talk in front of believers about the
That's the first
religion
one.
and it
The preach.
to the
Yeah,
preach.
you
You
preach,
preach.
you preach, you try to, I don't know, I'm not a religious expert, but I suppose you are telling them what kind of life they should be living,
Mhm.
in accordance with the whatever holy book they are following, right? Depends on the
Mhm.
religion, I guess.
Yeah.
But if it's the Bible or Quran or whatever it is, right, you preach to the,
Mhm.
so you could be a priest, right? A priest,
Priest, yes.
an imam. You could be, what else do we have, Monika? I forgot.
Uh, Jewish
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I can't.
Is he called?
Yeah, exactly.
Rabbin or
Rabbi, I think it's right.
rabbi in English.
Yeah,
Rabbi.
let me check that. And obviously, I could be wrong about that, but just tell us, let us know if this is right. Um, hmm. And so if you talk to your to your church members, or whoever goes to church, you are preaching, right? And but it can also, this verb has also a negative connotation sometimes. If you say he's preaching too much, preaching, you preach, you're telling people what to do, what's right, what's wrong. People don't like this sometimes, right? Because it's like, you're telling them what they are supposed to be doing,
Mhm.
how they should be living their life. Nobody likes to hear that, right?
Of course.
Yeah, but also you can preach to the converted,
To
which
the
means you're
converted.
convincing people that already don't need convincing. Like here, these people keep coming back, like Adam, Rod. I know these guys, Nina. So telling them to like, share, and subscribe feels like like something unnecessary. It's futile. Yeah,
Futile.
yeah, futile. Do you know this adjective? If something is futile, it's like it will yield no results. It won't bring any results, and it won't be useful at all. It's futile. It's like pointless, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. Futile.
yeah. I'm still trying to find I don't know how to spell it. That's the problem. How do you spell rabbi? Um. Okay.
I guess RABI, but I'm not.
Rabi.
Could be.
Huh. I'm checking it. If anybody knows this, please let us know so that I don't struggle with this so much. But I think Monika is probably right. Yeah.
Rabbi.
Rabbi?
Mhm.
No, but that's something else.
Rabbi.
No, that's something else. What is this? Oh God. Oh God. What a great start to this lesson, Monika. We learned something. Here we go. Here we go. It's double B. Yeah, I've just found it. It's double B. It took me some time. Sorry about that, everyone. A religious leader and teacher in the Jewish religion is called Rabbi. So I was right. I just didn't know how to spell it. My apologies. Yeah, Nina, Adam, thanks for that. Yeah, I've just found it. Rabbi. Mm-hmm.
I do
Okay.
apologize for the mistake as well. I was wrong as well. So
Yeah, but don't worry. Don't worry. It's part of the learning process. We are all learning here. So, Monika, we were not supposed to talk about religion this lesson because it's a heavy subject. I prefer something more lighthearted. How about you?
me too. Me too. it's not safe to talk about religions at all.
Not these days, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's easy to put your foot in it.
In some trouble, right?
Yeah, to get yourself in trouble by saying something embarrassing, to put your foot in it.
It's easy to put my foot in it. Yeah.
You sometimes put your foot in it, Monika.
I try not to, but it's already happened to me, of course.
When?
Not just once.
Okay.
I try to be in touch with people from around the world, and I was just interested in something related to Islam one day, and I asked in improper way, asked a question the way I really shouldn't have asked, but I realized it like an hour later.
Oh, okay. And well, thank God thank God, pun intended. Thank God you realized it, right?
Yeah, never again.
Well, you have to be careful what you say,
Uh-huh.
Because obviously this is a sensitive subject for the people that believe in this religion, and to be honest, with other religions, it could be similar. So,
of course,
it's just better to be safe than sorry, right?
Exactly.
That's another good phrase. Better to be safe than sorry. I'm just trying to write all these things down so we can later go through this language. Yeah. By the way, if you say something that is not appropriate, as you say, it's what's the negative word from appropriate, Monika?
Inappropriate.
Inappropriate. Yeah, and also if you don't have tact, another adjective from this word tact.
You're tactless.
Excellent. Oh, Monika, you know everything. You're tactless.
I don't know everything.
Oh, you do. Tactless. Yeah. So that's another good word to learn while we are talking about this. While we are on this subject, tactless. Right. You lack tact. Okay.
Especially when you come from a country like the Czech Republic, where people are more direct than English people, usually, and you are used to being direct.
That's right.
Then you can put your foot in it even easier,
That's
or more
correct,
likely.
Yeah. That's a really good example, because obviously, as we know, English people sometimes like to beat around the bush. They like to say things in a way that might not be to some people clear upon first inspection, because sometimes it's either sarcasm or it's just an understatement, because they don't want to be too direct, because they consider it inappropriate. They consider it rude in some cases, impolite. So it's part of the culture. Exactly. And you are right. In our part of the world, in the Czech Republic, we are more direct. But I would not say that we are the most direct people. I think there are countries where they are even more direct than us, Monika.
Which countries?
I think the more to the east you go, but that's just my personal experience.
But we shouldn't.
I'm not saying it's, by the way, I'm not saying it's bad or right or wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there are differences, and it's interesting to observe it, to explore it, and to see the differences, and to appreciate the differences as well. Exactly. And to learn to accept it and tolerate it, and ultimately you have to be open-minded, right?
And that's what English taught me. I don't know if this makes sense, if I said it right.
The language English, you mean?
The language English. The English language.
The English language, yeah.
This to me.
Yeah. Wait, would you like to elaborate on that, Monika?
I meant, I've been learning the language for a while, and I've met a lot of, let's say, international people or people from different countries so far, and this I've always been open-minded, but the more I learn, this language, the more open-minded I become. And this is a nice journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, we could say that this language, learning this language to such a high level, has opened a lot of doors for you, and it has shown you that there is more to life than what some people who never learn these languages can see or are able to see, because you are exposed to people from all over the world, and you're able to talk to them at the right level. Because obviously, if your English level is low, you will never be able to express yourself, your thoughts, your ideas. You will never, you know what I mean. It's important that obviously English level is high enough so that we can say what we really want to say, because sometimes it can also be frustrating, can't it?
It can, but from my point of view, I think that even lower level students should try to use the language. The more they do it, the better they
Absolutely.
can use it,
I wasn't trying to discourage the low level students, but I'm saying like it
I know
it might sometimes be like your ability to understand other cultures might be slightly sort of not distorted. What's the word I'm looking for, Monika? Limited, let's say, because of lack of vocabulary or grammar, or inability to say it in good pronunciation, and then it leads to a lot of misunderstandings, communication breakdown, and that's part of the learning process. And I think you can only really fully appreciate these let's say, for us, distant cultures or different, let's say, different cultures and nationalities and whatnot, if you truly get to this high level, to at least B2 level, at least. Yeah, that's my personal opinion. Obviously, you can still learn something at lower levels too, but I'm just saying it's more difficult to make true connections with people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But of course, it's difficult. It's still difficult for me. Yeah. I need to be careful not to be not impolite. Yeah, impolite or inappropriate. Yeah.
Inappropriate.
Not to say anything inappropriate. Anything inappropriate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel it one way, and when I say it exactly as I feel it, I don't know if this makes sense. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
The other side can get it differently because of the cultural differences. Yeah. So it's still dangerous, but I always take that risk, and if the misunderstanding happens, then I try to explain it, as clearly as possible, that I really didn't mean it the way they understood it. Yeah. And after the explanation, it's always been like okay, the other side have always got it and accepted it.
Well, it depends if you're coming from the right place. Obviously, if you are authentic, if you mean no harm, if you are trying to be friendly, obviously, even misunderstandings can be fixed, right? Or blunders can be mended, or whatever, right?
Right. And I've always managed it. So
okay, well, that's important. Because I know you're a friendly person, Monika. You don't want to hurt people. You want to be friendly, and you want to connect with people. So obviously, with such attitude, it gets easier, and your results will be better. Okay, it's interesting what we are talking about here. We never know what we're going to end up talking about in these Dogme lessons, in these improvised lessons. That's what makes it, I guess, interesting. How did you even get here, Monika?
We were talking about the religion, and that is not the best idea to talk about it, because you can put your feet in it easily.
Foot. You can put
I'm just trying to use the phrases and words you.
No, that's the right way to do it. Again, you have to take the risks, even if you are not completely sure, even if you may get it wrong. That's your advantage of having a teacher around, or someone who knows the right answer. Because I can tell you, you don't want to put your foot in it. With idioms, it's really, you have to be precise. You can't say feet. Although it makes sense. Like, why is it wrong to say one? Like, why can't you use plural? 1 foot, 2 feet, right? It's irregular plural. Well, because it stops being idiomatic. It's not natural anymore, right? It's like when you say it's raining cats and dogs. I know this idiom is not used as much as people think it is used, but still, it's an idiom, yeah? And if you say it's raining cats and dogs, that's correct. But you can't say it's raining dogs and cats. It's just wrong order. Sometimes, or there's another idiom: don't put the cart before the horse. Yeah. And sometimes when I try to use this one, I occasionally say, don't put your horse before the cart. So you have to get it right. All the prepositions and all the elements in the idiom. Yeah.
So we were talking about this, that it's easy to put my foot in it. And then we started to talk about different cultures, and we get to that point this way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for clarifying that. What does clarifying mean? Basically, what does clarifying mean?
Making it sure, or
making
clear.
it
clear. Making it
clearer. To clarify, to make something clearer. Very nice verb to learn as well. Whoop. My pen.
What happened?
My pen fell off the table. My pen fell off the table.
Okay.
Okay, so where are you off to, Monika? You're in a car. Obviously, you're not driving the car. You don't seem to be doing that right now.
No, I'm not such a hazarder or risker.
Risk taker, you could say.
Risk taker.
Risk
taker. I am like 500 meters from the place I'm supposed to return the car, like 35 minutes later. But I can return it in an hour. Yeah, it's
okay.
I don't have to be precise.
Right, so you have a bit of a wiggle room in that, a little bit of a leeway as well. Right?
Wiggle room or leeway.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to come up with some high-level words. A bit of a leeway, which means like the amount of freedom to move or act. Like you can make your own decision, a little bit. So a leeway, a wiggle room as well. But it's better to use leeway here, I think. Wiggle room is usually used when you're talking about a schedule, I believe. Yeah.
So leeway. Yeah, I have some leeway here, or how to use it?
Yep, that's it.
So I have some leeway here.
Yeah.
Some freedom, which I appreciate. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Yeah. Are you a person who appreciates a lot of freedom, Monika, or?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you do?
I do. I can't survive without a lot of freedom.
Me too, yeah. I'm the same. The more freedom I get, the better. But also, there are times in my life when I suppose it's easy. I admit sometimes it's easier when people are telling you what to do. But I can't sustain it long term if it's like, if this is going on for a long time, I will get bored. That's the kind of person I am. It will get repetitive for me. I just need to express myself. That's I'm a creative person, and if I get no freedom whatsoever, then I'm gonna get bored. Yeah, that's the way I am.
I understand you.
But I think people are different. Like everybody's different. I think there are a lot of people who actually want to be led by others, want to be sort of, what's the word? Yeah, want to be led.
Right. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's the beauty of society. We all are different, and we all want. Each of us
Mm-hmm.
want different things. Could imagine we all would want the same things. Could you
Right.
imagine this
Mm-hmm.
aggression between people and rudeness and so on? Like if all of us were fighting for the same things.
I agree, Monika. I think
Yeah.
we are getting very philosophical today, but yeah, you are right. Yes, I agree.
It's a Dogme lesson. You never know.
Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes it shows you what kind of people we are. We are, we are philosophical sometimes, I guess.
Hopefully it doesn't get boring for the others.
That depends. We'll check the number of likes after this video, Monika.
Are you sure you want to know it?
Yes. I am always excited to see the number of likes. By the way, you can also click dislike in YouTube, on YouTube. So, and it has happened to me before. But usually, not usually, actually always, the likes outweigh the dislikes. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
When the number of dislikes is bigger than the number of likes, I will stop my YouTube channel, I think, because I don't think most people don't get there though. Like I don't think it ever happened to anyone. Like whenever you see someone like with a lot of dislikes, they still have a lot of people who give them likes. I think most people are positive. So it looks like Irena, one of the viewers who's currently watching us, says that we should remain philosophical. That for some reason she likes us being philosophical, Monika. That's the thing. Like it sometimes happens to me, Irena. Yeah? But I have to be honest with you. That's not my most comfortable position. Okay. I prefer being lighthearted if I can. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. But this
I sometimes
is a bit difficult for me.
But I sometimes get there. I have to be honest. It sometimes happens to me. I just have those moods, or let's say, sometimes I feel like talking about these things, but usually I dig myself into a hole. Do you know this one, Monika?
Dig yourself into a hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dig myself into a hole. Oh my God. It means that I create more problems for myself, basically.
Oh my, okay.
I get myself into a difficult or embarrassing situation, maybe because the topic is bigger than me, like it's such a heavy subject, or I at some point I realize that I'm being pretentious, and I'm like I start thinking to myself, what am I even talking about? Why am I even getting into this? It's just like that a bit. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Because I'm no expert at philosophy, or who am I to say such things anyway?
Me neither. I'm not an expert in philosophy, but for some reason I think I have rights to talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
Of course, who am I as well, yeah, but I don't want to
You're Monika.
Preach. Yeah, I don't want to preach here.
Right.
Please
don't. You're Monika. You asked me who you are, so
yeah, just like you had asked before.
Yeah,
yeah?
I'm Zdenek.
You are Zdenek. Yeah.
That's my name, everyone. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions before we move on to the language bit? Because usually I don't give myself enough time to do the language bit, and then the video ends up being longer than expected. Does anybody have any questions in the? You can ask them. You can post the questions in the chat. It seems like Nina finds deeper conversations appealing. That's interesting. I like the word appealing as well. Appealing. If something is appealing, Monika, what does it mean if something is appealing?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, you see, we learn something new every day. I find deeper conversation. Do you think it's something positive, Monika? Do you have a feeling that this is something positive or negative?
I think it's something positive.
Because Nina is a positive person, and she has always been supporting me and us and the community we have on Discord. So that's why you can tell. You see, sometimes you can guess from the context, and you are right. If something is appealing, if something appeals to you, you find it interesting, you find it, you enjoy it, you consider it nice. You know. Yeah. Just gonna check the textbook definition. Attractive and interesting. Okay, there's an easier way to say it, I guess. Attractive and interesting. That's what appealing means, Monika. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So no questions. Are there any questions from anyone? Doesn't seem like it. So we can move on to the language bit. Are you ready, Monika?
I am.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen as usual. So I have to work out how to do it as always. You know me. I mean, I already know it, but okay. Here it is. Can everybody see my screen? You see, live lesson 10. This is a Jubilee lesson, Monika. And we have an anniversary. It's the 10th live lesson.
My pleasure.
And it's with you. You are Czech and your level is C1, as far as I'm aware. And here are some lesson notes. So to preach to the converted, it's basically an idiom. So I'm going to mark it blue because it's new vocabulary for us. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let me give you an opportunity to use this, Monika. Yeah. So Monika, do you think you should tell people here to like the video, or do you think it's unnecessary?
I'd say it would be preaching to the converted, because
maybe yeah. Do you think, okay, maybe there's a better way to put it. Do you think, Monika, that you should convince these people to watch our YouTube videos, or to study English in their free time? Do you think it's necessary to tell them?
I'm quite sure it's not necessary to preach the converted. Preach to the converted.
Because you are preaching to the converted. These people, they already do that, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so to preach, that's what a religious, let's say, a religious representative, like a priest or someone like that, would do, to talk to the worshippers. That's another. It's a okay, not this blue, this blue, dark blue. It's a verb, everyone. Yeah, to preach. Futile. If something is futile, let's say, let's say you have some kind of a problem and you've been trying to fix it in some way, but all your effort is kind of futile. So does it mean that it worked out, Monika? If something is futile? If your effort is futile, or what, like you're trying hard to fix your bicycle, let's say you break your bicycle, and you break your bicycle, and you've seen a video online how to fix your bicycle, yeah? You try everything you can, but it's pointless. It's futile.
It's futile. It's pointless. Okay.
It doesn't. It's not. Producing any good results. Yeah. So it's an adjective. right?
Oh,
Something is
okay.
futile. Very good adjective.
It's a bright new word for me. I've never
Not
heard it.
not bright new word, but bright new word. It's this word is wrong, Monika. It also starts from B.
I don't know.
Okay. What's your car? What brand is it?
Škoda.
Right.
So brand new.
Right. Brand new. Brand. Yeah.
Brand new.
Brand new car. Yeah.
I
A
took a
brand
risk
new
again.
word. A brand new word. Sorry.
Brand new
A
word.
brand new word. Yeah. Although the word could be bright, but that's the phrase is a brand new word. Yeah. Okay.
But
Anyway,
I wouldn't learn anything at all if I didn't take those risks. So
that's correct. That's correct. I agree. I agree.
Brand new word for me. Yeah.
It's a brand new word for you. Taking risks is crucial. It's essential, I think, in life in general. If you play it safe too much, you're never gonna get any improvement. Like the definition of insanity is that you keep doing the same thing, expecting different results.
Different
right?
results. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So
as Albert Einstein said, right?
I didn't know that. I heard it first on Luke's English podcast, but actually, but I'm sure Albert Einstein said it first. Okay, so how do you pronounce this word again?
Rabbi.
A rabbi. Yeah, a
rabbi.
A
A rabbi.
rabbi.
A rabbi.
I think the stress is on the first syllable. Let me check it. Rabbi. I don't use this word every day. Yeah, rabbi.
Rabbi.
Okay, I'm looking online now. It's the pronunciation is rabbi.
Rabbi.
Mm-hmm. So the stress is on the first syllable, everyone. Yeah, on the first syllable. This is a tough one because the spelling is a bit weird, right? So, Rabbi, if you want to remember, let us come up with some kind of a mnemonic, right? A mnemonic is like a memory device that will help you remember this. So, well, it looks like the word rabbit, doesn't it?
It does.
It just has a missing T in it. A rabbi is a rabbit without tea. So let's say a rabbit that doesn't drink tea. Imagine a rabbit that doesn't drink tea. That's almost every single rabbit, right? I don't think rabbits drink tea. Well, they kind of do because they eat a lot of plants, right? Whatever they find, sometimes herbs as well. So they could drink, like they could occasionally eat.
Zdenek, so it's a rabbit who has eaten tea. Like without tea, right?
Right. Leaves. Yeah, tea leaves. A rabbi that has eaten a tea leaf.
A tea leaf.
Right? Anyway, I know this sounds very silly what we are doing here now, guys. Yeah, I know it does. But this can actually help us remember such things. If I don't know how to spell this word rabbi, I can just picture that rabbit that has eaten the tea. I don't know. Like the letter T, I mean, in this case. Okay, if you put your foot in it, Monika, that was a missing it. My rabbi has also eaten this it here, so I had to add it. So a rabbit has eaten this it.
When you put your foot in it, you become in trouble.
You get into trouble.
Get into trouble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You put your foot in it.
What did I say? Oh my God.
Don't worry. Get into trouble, not become in trouble. Yeah. You put your foot in it, and do you get into trouble by yourself, by your own mistake, or does somebody else put you in that trouble, Monika? How does it?
I get in trouble by making my mistake.
Yeah. You say something embarrassing, you say something tactless, inappropriate, and that's what happens. Because you could get into trouble by being in the wrong place at the wrong time, right? Sometimes it's like bad luck, or maybe someone does something to us, but that's not this case. This means you say something, usually you say something that is not appropriate. I don't know. Okay, I just want to give some kind of an example. If you put your foot in it, all I can think of is, sometimes you have women who are, let's say, how to say this? Let's say you wrongly guess their age, and you say, oh, you are in your 40s. If you think they are older than they are, oh my God, and you say something like that, right? You put your foot in it.
Sometimes you do.
Right? You know what I mean? Like you.
Of course.
For example, they ask you, oh, guess my age, and you say, huh? I would say, do you want me to be? Do you want me to? To be fair about this? And you say, yeah, sure, please be fair. Don't try to give me compliments. Don't try to be nice to me. And you say, okay, well, I think you're about 40. And she's like, what? I'm actually 30, you bastard. And then she doesn't want to talk to you anymore, because you put your foot in it.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Better to be safe than sorry. Sometimes we just say better safe than sorry, better safe than sorry. I think this is not necessary sometimes. I think this is self-explanatory, right? Self-evident. This one, we don't need to explain it, Monika, right?
Right.
It's a phrase. Inappropriate. Where's the stress, Monika, in this word? Inappropriate.
Inappropriate. I hope.
Inappropriate. On pro.
Inappropriate.
So if something is inappropriate, if I were a bad teacher, I would say, if something is inappropriate, it means it's not appropriate. And then my students would ask me, yes, Zdenek, but what's appropriate? And I would say, well, appropriate means it's not inappropriate. And I would dig myself into a hole again, right? That would be like bad teaching, or more like making fun of my students, really. Inappropriate means not right, or not correct in that context or circumstance. You say something inappropriate, you say something that's wrong, that's not right, that's just gonna cause trouble, So tactless, similar to inappropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
And to give something a wide berth, this didn't even come up in our video, but Adam posted it in one of the comments, which I think it's a very nice idiom, Monika. But I also misspelled it. I think it should be birth, like this. Let me check. Monika, I'm not sure if you know this one. Yeah, it's correct.
I don't know.
You know this one?
No.
Okay. I'll try to give you some kind of an example. Yeah. So, Monika, sometimes I like to be scared. Yeah. But so I watch, let's say, horror movies. It's not true. I'm just giving an example. Okay.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people who actually give horror movies a wide berth because they know they couldn't handle it, because they know they can't handle it. So they give horror movies a wide berth. They don't watch them at all.
They don't watch them at all.
Yeah. So if you give something a wide berth, it means you stay away from it at a long distance. You stay away from it. You don't do it at all. Right?
Okay. Good. Thank you, Adam.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good idiom. You're welcome, Monika. You are welcome. International. Okay, I think I wrote this down because I think you mispronounced it. So where is the stress, Monika, in this word?
International people.
Correct. Now you said it correctly. International, right? So the stress is on the third syllable, everyone. International people. All right. If you are on thin ice.
That's what I wanted to. I was looking for it. I wanted to remember it, and I didn't come up with it. Yeah, you are on thin ice. You are likely to put your foot in it. So it's
exactly, you're in
dangerous.
a risky position.
Risky position. Yeah, exactly.
And there's another. Sorry.
Okay. No. Go on.
I just
please.
wanted to say there's another one. You are on dangerous ground, which means the same.
On dangerous ground.
Yeah. So it's like a dangerous territory. Like I should probably not talk about religion on my podcast or in these videos because I'm on a dangerous ground. I could put my foot in it. I'm on thin ice. And I should probably give religion a wide berth.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
And then when you were talking about you and language learning and how you approach it and what kind of attitude you have, you said that you are a hazarder. I tried to look this word up, and I think in Old English it meant like somebody who did a lot of gambling, but I don't think it doesn't seem to be used, Monika, the word hazarder, right?
So a risk taker.
Yeah,
right?
a risk taker sounds like something people would say, a risk taker. Or I also remember one more, a daredevil. But it could also it could also have some negative connotation too. Daredevil is more like you're doing something that is reckless. Whereas risk taker, I think, has a more positive connotation. A risk taker.
Okay.
Hazarder, I don't think. I'm just gonna make it red. Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, whenever something is red in my notes, guys, it's like I think it's wrong. Whenever something is blue, that's when I'm trying to teach new language, and when it's black, I don't even know. I probably haven't dealt with it yet, or it's just some of my notes, I suppose. And when it's purple, it's to do with pronunciation. Okay, and when a word has a few letters underlined, then basically I'm trying to point to the stress. So I'm showing where the stress is. So international, right? Okay. Now a leeway, wiggle room. I think a wiggle room. Do we say a wiggle room? So what does this mean, Monika?
Leeway. Yeah, I can. A leeway is your freedom. You can do it yourself. You can decide. You have some space.
Yeah.
Or some time to decide what to do on your own.
Yeah, you have limits. You have limits. For example, you have some limits, like you have to do it like this. This is the way you have to live. But sometimes you have a bit of a leeway. It means like maybe there's a bit of like freedom, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it's used. Where were we? Yeah, it's without an article, I think. Yeah, I think leeway is going to be without an article as well. I need to check these things because I don't use it every day. So it turns out like these ones are without an article. Some leeway, they're uncountable apparently, from what I can see here. Yeah, you need to check it in a dictionary if you're not sure, guys. Yeah. Okay, it's the beauty of society. So I think you mispronounced the word society. I wanted to give you an opportunity to correct yourself, but I messed it up, Monika.
It happens.
So how do you pronounce the word again?
Society.
Where's the stress?
Society.
The
second syllable.
The second syllable. Correct. That's right. And there was this was not supposed to be red. There was a little mistake here. What's wrong with this, Monika?
Wait. Each of us want different things.
Mm-hmm.
Wants different things.
Why is it wants?
Because each of us, each person, one single person.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
can,
Because this is singular, so the verb.
Mhm.
Although there's this us, it's just this takes precedence. This word is more important. It's the subject, each of us. Like the whole thing is the subject actually, but this us is confusing, so maybe that's why some people sometimes say want, but it should be once. Yeah, each of us once. Okay, very good. And to dig myself into a hole, or to dig yourself into a hole.
To end up in trouble. Not end
Sorry?
up to, not to kind of end up in trouble, but
is this
not
is this
end
you?
up. It's not the correct
Well,
word.
it's not wrong. It's not entirely wrong, Monika. But I
Uh-huh.
just need to ask you one thing to clarify this. Does it mean that you get into this trouble by some circumstances, like outside
No.
circumstances, or do you actually
You actually dig
get yourself
get
in
yourself
trouble?
in trouble. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Yeah. And there's also an idiom to dig yourself out of a hole, I think. Like when you are in trouble and you want to get out of that bad situation, you can dig yourself out of a hole.
Mm-hmm.
While we are at it, it's useful to learn both phrases, right? So,
Right.
so it means to find a solution or to help recover from a particularly difficult situation. So you make a mistake, you say something, and maybe you find a way to apologize or justify or something, or you dig yourself out of a hole. Okay.
Okay.
You manage to get out of the mess.
Mm-hmm.
I find deeper conversations appalling. So this not appalling.
Appealing.
Appealing.
Pardon.
Well, appalling is another one. It's actually a good opportunity to teach the difference here. But I just wanted to say that this came from Nina. So I'm going to give Nina credit for this one, just like I gave credit to Adam for give someone or something a wide berth. Appealing, once again, Monika, what does it mean if something is appealing?
It's interesting and nice.
It's interesting, yeah, for you. It's interesting and enjoyable. And appalling, which is a word I used by mistake, and I started laughing because... Why did I start laughing, Monika? What's the meaning? Do you know this one?
I don't know. I guess it means something absolutely or completely different.
Exactly. That's why I found it actually quite funny, because appalling is like atrocious. I'm using another word which is difficult. It's like disgusting. It's kind of disgusting actually. This is appalling behavior.
Mm-hmm.
This is appalling behavior. I don't know, your friend is racist and you think this is appalling, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is disgusting, this behavior, right?
They would be
so
never
kind of
more my friends, yeah, or my friend.
Yeah. Sorry?
Racist. If my friend was racist, they wouldn't be my friend anymore, yeah? But it was just an example, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, well, that makes sense. Appalling, appealing, two very similar words. There's just a difference in spelling. Here you have A, right? And here you have EA. That's the difference. And the pronunciation appalling, appealing. So both these words have stress on the second syllable. Appealing, right. And a bright new word. What was wrong with that, Monika? Tell us again.
It should be brand new word.
A brand new word. Excellent. Excellent job, Monika. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for showing up for the class, for attending the class, the online class, and hopefully it was not futile for you. Hopefully you you got something out of it.
Definitely.
And hopefully this lesson was appealing to
It
our
was.
viewers,
Oh,
here,
okay.
and they didn't steer clear of it, as Irena suggests, which is another good phrase, which basically means to stay away from something or to give something a wide berth, to steer clear of something. It's another difficult one, I would say, for a lot of people. And I'm going to credit Irena for this one. All right. So, whether you are a student, whether you are a teacher or a rabbi, thank you very much for watching this video, and hopefully you found it useful in some way. And yeah, keep on tuning in for these live lessons. It's helping me, obviously, to get some kind of presence on the internet as an English teacher, but it's also helping my students because that's the way they learn. And it's we are also sort of bouncing ideas off each other here, right? So as you can see, there are a lot of cool useful phrases thrown by different viewers here as well. And sometimes my student, which is exactly how you should teach Dogme lessons, by the way. If you are a teacher and you have been considering using this method, you should teach Dogme lesson in a way that you use your student. No, you don't use your student. That sounds horrible. You use them as a resource. That's what I wanted to say. But the way I started that sentence, oh God, your student has to be the resource as well of the language. You know, they have to be the ones that bring the language to the class. It's not just you. How sometimes some people think that it's all teacher, teacher teaches the students. But in Dogme lessons, especially if this is a group, Monika, the student come armed with their own English and they teach each other as well,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm rambling, and this is the end of the lesson. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Monika for being patient and putting up with my rambling as well. And all right.
It was my pleasure, Zdenek. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. Anytime. And drive safe, Monika.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching, guys.